Aloha, Ohana. Thank you for taking the time to come together for yourself, for others, and for the planet today. Today, I'm going to show you some yin postures, specifically for lower back and hip pain. If you sit all day, stand all day, these things can impact your lower back. So I don't know what it is that you do, but if you are experiencing lower back pain or hips, outer hips, then this practice is for you. I'm not going to hold each pose for 5 minutes, so I'm just going to walk you through the sequence, and then you can pause this video and create your own timer and hold the poses for 2 to 5 minutes. Feel free to comment below with any questions or feedback. If you would like a special practice designed for a specific part of your body, please let me know and I'll be happy to create more videos for you. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Come Together Wellness, and feel free to email me as well with any questions or comments at come together here at gmail.com. And I am Victoria. Let's get started. We're going to start with legs up the wall. Come light out onto your back. Roll over onto your side actually. And scoot yourself up, your bottom all the way up close to the wall. Roll over onto your back and throw your legs up the wall. If this hurts behind your legs, go ahead and just move further away from the wall. And you can flex your feet here, point your feet, or just keep your feet relaxed. Let them be where they need to be. Make sure your whole spine is on the ground. Open your arms out to the side, palms face up so that your shoulders can open. Legs up the wall, pose. This is one of the best postures you can do at night, right before you go to sleep, 5 to 10 minutes. I like to think of this pose also as a waterfall. The blood just waterfalling down the legs into your torso, up into your head. This pose is so beneficial and relaxing your nervous system. Your heartbeat, your heart is not having to pump so hard right now. It's relaxing the circulatory system. This pose is giving back to your heart and back to your brain. In reading many of the benefits of this pose in many of the yoga books that I read, this pose helps alleviate cellulite, varicose veins. It gets rid of disease in your organs. Any pose where you're reversing the flow of blood helps to cleanse your body, the inside of your body. This pose reduces swelling in your legs, your ankles, your feet. Really good to do if you are pregnant, if you fly a lot, just getting some circulation going and any swelling that occurs in your legs when you fly. Just want to allow your upper body to dissolve, completely relax into the earth, the back of your shoulders, your arms, your hands, the whole spine imprinted into the earth. And of course, the back of your head so that your neck can relax. I recommend holding this pose about 5 minutes in this practice. Before bedtime, 10 minutes. From here, we will come into wall squat. Slowly sliding your feet down the wall towards your hips. You can keep your buttocks up close to the wall here or scoot yourself away from the wall. So we'll just let the blood come back into the feet, back into the calves. It's completely normal if your feet are tingly after legs up the wall pose. So sliding your feet up the wall, you can stay in that squat pose for 2 minutes. We're going to slide the feet away from each other, coming into wall frog. Again, your buttocks can stay close to the wall, or you can kind of scoot yourself away from the wall too. I like scooting myself away from the wall. I find that it takes me deeper into my hips. And then just toe heel your feet further away from each other, and then closer and closer towards the ground. Allow your knees to relax. If this is too much for you, you can always take your blocks and slide them underneath your outer thighs for more support. Make sure your whole spine is on the ground, that your lower back and your glutes are not lifting up off the ground. Here you're just allowing your breath to go into your hips, your lower back, allowing your breath to take you deeper into the pose. The practice of yin is the practice of letting go of resistance, dissolving, relaxing, yielding, allowing. Try not to grip and just breathe. So I recommend this pose for 5 minutes. When you're finished, you will then toe heel your feet back up the wall to wall chair pose. You can also let the feet slide down, coming into wall squat pose again. Just taking time to let frog pose sink into your body, closing your eyes. Notice the effects of that pose in your body. In yin, we pause before going on to the next deep yin pose, just to notice before rushing on to the next thing on the checklist. Take time to receive. So in this next series, we'll scoot away from the wall so that your knees are 90 degrees. We'll start off creating a figure 4. Right ankle crosses over the left thigh, just below your knee. You can also slide your ankle bone off of your left thigh so it's off, hanging over more to the left. Flex your right foot so that your right knee is protected and safe here. And you can just use your right hand to gently push your right knee towards the wall. Make sure that your whole spine stays on the ground as you work into your hips, into the hip flexor, the psoas, the sacrum, all these muscles that connect in your hip joint. This is wall pigeon pose, going and working into your piriformis, the deepest muscle in your hip. This pose also lengthens and creates space from your bottom right rib to your right hip. Breathe in space. And when you breathe out, allow your body to open into that space. Stay here for 2 to 5 minutes. You can release your right hand off of your knee when you're ready. Slide your left foot down. You can keep your toes kind of tucked onto the wall. Allow your left knee and your right foot to slowly drop over to the left. Reach your arms out to the side. If this is too deep for you, you can slide a bolster up underneath your left outer thigh. That'll keep your legs from going down so far. This is a really deep side stretch from your right hip up to your right ribs. And if you want to increase the stretch, reach your right arm up parallel to your right ear. If you have tight shoulders, this might be difficult. Your right arm might be up in the air. You can also bring some props and place them up underneath your right arm here to support your arm. Otherwise, you can let it hang and just relax all the way down onto the ground. Find your ocean breath, just smooth, steady, ebb and flow breath. Hold this 2 to 5 minutes. You'll keep the same formation of your legs. Slowly lift your left knee and guide your left knee over to the right now, coming into a twist. Again, grab a bolster or a block, preferably a bolster, something soft. Place it underneath your right knee here if you need some extra support. Otherwise, you're trying to move your left knee closer to the ground, guiding it there with your right foot. Reach out with your left arm back behind you to the left. Reach your right arm over to the right, long T through the body, reaching out, creating as much space from your left hand all the way across to your right hand. Another option here is to reach your left arm up parallel to your ear, stretching out, elongating through the whole left side of your body. Breathing in, creating more space. Breathing out, allow your body to soften into this space. Give yourself 2 to 5 minutes here. And then when the time is up, you'll slowly lift your left knee back up. Take your feet back onto the wall to receive the benefits of that practice on the right side into the right hip. Take 2 minutes here, 1 or 2 minutes to allow that to sink into your body. Notice the difference in the right and the left side. And then we'll go to the other side. Left ankle crosses over your right thigh just below your right knee. Flex your left foot. Take your left hand to your left knee. Gently push your leg away from you here for wall pigeon on this side. Opening up into the piriformis, creating more space in your lower back. Bringing a sense of groundedness, connectedness into your energetic body. Connecting to the stillness underneath you, being connected to the space on earth, feeling that come up into your body, into your breath, into the pose. After your 2 or 5 minutes in pigeon, keeping the same formation of your legs, just slide your right foot slowly down the wall. You can keep the right toes tucked in, and we'll slowly let the legs fall over to the right. Option with the arms, reach out straight out from your chest like a T. You can also reach your left arm up parallel to your ear here. Try to push your left glute down to the ground. The backside of your left ribs. It will not happen, but by doing that, making that little effort, you'll bring more space into your body. Breathe into the space, create more space with your breath. Exhaling, soften the body into that space. Inhale, create more space. Exhale, soften into that space. After 2 to 5 minutes here, we'll lift the legs back up and guide the right knee over to the left, coming into a twist. A very gentle spinal twist. Same thing on this side as the other side. Try to push your right glute down to the ground as you push your right knee to the ground. Keep both shoulders and shoulder blades on the ground here, reaching out through your chest with both arms. Option is to reach your right arm up parallel to your ear as you elongate more through your right side body. Two to 5 minutes here. When you're finished, slowly lift the legs back up and both feet onto the wall squat. Take a minute or 2 minutes here. Then you will come away from the wall, roll over onto your left or right side into a fetal position. Stay here for about 6 breaths. That's about 1 minute in the yogi world. And slowly move yourself onto your bellies as we come into Sphinx pose. I'm going to lower my camera here. Sphinx pose up onto your arms, forearms, elbows. You move this further away so you can see. Try to relax your ribs down towards the ground here. And make sure your elbows are in front of your shoulders, not back behind, doing that with your shoulders. So keep your shoulders back behind your elbows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You can drop your chin towards your chest and release the back of your neck here. Really nice stretch for the back of your neck. Massaging out your belly. Massaging out the internal organs as you breathe. And holding this pose for about 2 minutes. So you can set your timers as you hold this. And then you'll lift your head. If you're wanting to come into a deeper back bend, you have options here. Option 1, staying exactly as you are. You'll just open your arms out to lift your elbows, coming into seal pose. And then just like a seal, walking your hands closer back towards you, lifting up the torso more, creating a deeper back bend, a stretch in the belly and your chest. In this variation, it's okay to bring your shoulders up to your ears. We're just stretching out here the front of your body, your belly, and your chest. And again, you can drop your chin down. You can look forward or even lean your head back. Another option here is to scoot back, and I'll lower down here so you can see, to bring your knees all the way up to the baseboard where the wall and the floor meet, feet straight up, and then come up and do Sphinx. Make sure your thighs and your pelvis stay connected to the ground, coming into a deeper back bend here with the feet elevated, as you can see behind me. Keep your knees from splaying out, wider than your hips. Again, 2 to 5 minutes here in this back bend. Back bends are extremely energizing for your chest, energizing for your whole body. So if you're feeling low in energy, do more back bends. Slowly come down and we'll scoot away from the wall. All right. Next, we're going to come into wall snail pose, also plow pose, supported plow. So the way that I like to teach this is to sit, and when you do sit, make sure your feet touch the wall. So if my feet were on the wall here, my hands are here next to my hips, then you're going to turn around where your hands were, and that's where your shoulders are going to lie down. From here, I'm going to do this up against the wall. I'm going to move my camera here so you can see from the side view. So up here against this wall. Options for you to do at home. So you're going to lift your legs, push down into your hands. You might need to rock yourself back and then touch the wall with your feet. Take your hands to your back for support, and you can walk your feet down the wall. But if this is too much for you, you can just keep your feet up and elevated like that. Otherwise, working your feet down the wall, hands to your lower back for support. You can take your hands, interlace them also, and come into a shoulder stretch. I like to shimmy side to side and get my shoulder blades as close as I can to each other. This helps open up your chest. Try not to look at me. This pose, once you get situated, your chin pushes into your throat, releasing poison. So plow pose is like scooping out all the poison in your thyroid gland. Just like a plow on a farm, right? Plowing the dirt, tilling it up. So this pose helps to balance out your pH levels, your hormones, and your thyroid gland. Again, all inversions clean out the inside of your body. This is a beautiful stretch to your whole spine, all the way up to your neck. And then when you're ready to come down, use your hands to help support you as you slowly come down. Let the legs come down. And so I recommend being in that pose for 2 to 5 minutes. Always minimum of 2 minutes in every yin pose. This is the time that it takes for you to relax. It's a proven, researched fact that it takes 2 minutes for the mind and the body to completely connect and relax. So this is why we hold all the yin postures for a minimum of 2 minutes. The next pose, you'll grab your bolster. Sitting, we're going to bring one foot over to the side of your hip. Keep your knee down and step your left foot next to your right knee. Some people like to have the bolster right here at their lower back. I'm going to turn around so you can see. I'm going to stretch out the front quad here. I like to have my bolster up underneath my shoulder blades. So there's a lot of space here and underneath my lower back. Make sure you're pushing your right knee down. This should not cause any pain in your right knee. If it does, then don't go back, right? You can just stay upright, walk your hands back behind you like so, but eventually coming all the way back, opening up through the quadricep, opens up the whole front of the body, the torso, opening up all the hip flexors that connect the front of your hips. When that's tight, it pulls from your lower back. So it's so important to stretch out this area, especially those of you that sit all day. 2 to 5 minutes on each side. I'll do it on the other side here so you can see. I'll do it from this angle. Swing your left foot back over here to the outside of your left hip. Make sure your right foot is here next to your left knee. Push your left knee down as you go back. Enjoy this pose, half hero's pose, modified pose, 2 to 5 minutes. Breathing deep into the belly here, deep belly breaths, ebb and flow. Inhale, creating space. Exhale, softening into the space. When you come up out of the pose, we'll bring the soles of the feet to touch. I'll do this from the side here so you can see. Soles of the feet touch, reclined butterfly. I like to call this yoga hammock pose. Again, it's your preference if you want your bolster right here as you lean back over the bolster, or if you want it up underneath your shoulder blade area instead. Arms down by the side. If you need support here underneath your outer thighs, grab some blocks and you can place them underneath to give you some support here as we open into the inner and outer hips, inner thighs. This pose you will hold 5 minutes, 8 minutes. One of my favorite poses. Leaning back away from the world into your yoga hammock. Just allowing the whole body to open, to relax, to dissolve with your ocean breath, the ebb and the flow. You're welcome to make this the last pose, the final pose of this practice. For those of you that want a little bit more, there is more to come, more to follow. So just slowly lifting the knees back after you've held that pose and want to continue on. Both legs out in front of you. It's amazing how everything can shift so much when we're moving our bodies around. Yoga mats get diagonal and move all over the place. So here, coming into a seated forward fold, you can keep your feet together or open them up. Grab your bolster, forehead on the bolster. And as you hold this pose, you'll move your bolster and it'll get lower and lower. And then at the end of the pose, you may not even need your bolster. Your head will come all the way down. In yin, we're not pulling and yanking, so don't do that with your hands here. Just allow the body to go where it wants to go with time and your breath. The breath is the master of the practice, guiding you deeper into your body with the pose. You can hold this pose 2 to 5 minutes, and slowly, after holding that seated forward fold, come back up to a seat. Left foot comes to your right inner thigh. If you have tight hips and this left knee is kind of wonky, you can put a block underneath this area to keep your knee elevated, or even your bolster will work. If you're really tight in your lower back, you can also sit on a bolster or even on a blanket to help you go deeper into those poses. It'll help open up your lower back. So whatever you want to do here, do what's best for you and your body. The number one rule in yoga is no pain. So here we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, both arms come down. Fold into your right leg. This is my right leg. If you're facing me, it might be your left leg. Hold this pose for 2 minutes, just bowing the upper body down into your leg. When you're finished here, left hand to the outside of your right foot to the pinky toe side. Right hand over here, like a little teepee. Just like this, a little teepee, like a spider, or like that hand on the Addams Family. Over here to the side, you're going to push down and forward, and it's going to cause a little twist in your lower back, in the belly, and you're going to lay back down as this stretches out all the vertical muscles, the QLs in your lower back, up into the mid back. If you sit all day long, it's so important to make sure that you stretch these muscles every day. So holding this 2 to 5 minutes, slowly coming back up and switching to the other side. Right foot comes in, up into the left inner thigh, and sliding the arms down, folding into the other leg. 2 to 5 minutes here. Dissolving yourself, dissolving the body. And taking your right hand to the outside of the left leg, left hand like a little teepee over to the outside of the hip, turning, twisting, bowing inward, creating a little bit of traction over here with the left hand off to the side. Just that subtle little push down and forward will help open up more in your lower back. And those muscles that get compressed from sitting all day long in your office chair or driving in your truck or your car, cycling. Slowly, slowly. Remember, yin is about learning how to move slowly. Slowly, the legs come forward. And from here, resting into the final pose, Shavasana. Coming all the way down. Resting. Arms open out to the side, palms face up. Allow your legs to open out to the side. You can also grab a bolster here and place it up underneath your calves. I'll move closer here so you can see. And here, close your eyes, relax your jaw, soften your tongue, and allow yourself to completely dissolve in a state of relaxation. Shavasana, the final pose, allowing yourself to receive the benefits of your whole practice. Staying here as long as you need to, but a minimum of 2 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time to come together for yourself, for others, and for the planet. Mahalo. Thank you. Namaste.